Hello, everyone. This is Chala, CEO and founder of the Repositioning Expert, coming to you live with another Tuesday tea time with Chala. I'm having my tea. Look at this one. It is a warm summer August, August 16th, midsummer, mid-August, saying almost goodbye to summer soon. It's nice and it's a cool, at night and warm during the day kind of situation here in Toronto for the summer. And I am talking about a situation that so many of my clients have, and some of them, in fact, hire me for. They come to me with, I have so many leads. I just don't have the time to follow up. What do we do? So today's discussion is to give them some relief. And in fact, some of them have taken some of these suggestions and they've run with it and they've done really well. They've added some major zeros to their top line and bottom line by implementing some of these strategies. Now, 50% of leads are not ready to buy. And that's a statistic by Marketo, which is just another, market research company. And they also say that nurtured leads, and what do I mean by nurtured? If they hear of you and from you about the same topic that they initially sought you out for, or that they're in need for in some way, and I'll talk about some of the ways to nurture. A nurtured lead buys 49% bigger purchases, 47% bigger purchases versus a cold, non-nurtured lead. Okay. And how you nurture is you can nurture through the months or the years or the weeks. However, after you get their initial information, after the initial contact, the way to nurture is you can call them, you can email them, they can see your ad, they can see you speak, they can see a video of you, they can see your social media posts, they can engage in it, they can see you in person while networking. So those are some of the ways that you can nurture. Now, what did you notice about those things that I counted is they're all touch points. And what is the golden rule? The rule of thumb in marketing is 7 to 12 touches before they'll buy from you. So here's some advice. So what should you do if you have a pocket full of leads and you don't have enough time to follow up with them? Well, if you're a business person, you live in a certain world, you're attending some networking meetings, you're going to some trade shows, you're going to something, you're doing something, you're meeting with people for lunch, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you have going on, if you can niche it into an industry and just pick one industry at a time and pick the one that you'd like to double your business in, where some of your leads are coming from, you will naturally be touching by your mere presence in those networks, and when you attend their meetings and in their trade shows, or reading their periodicals and publications, or listening to their podcasts, or whatever it is. If you live in their world, if you're in their lane, and that's what niching is, you're going to be automatically touching more of the same kind of buyer than you would if you're not niched at all. Because every client that I have, no matter how busy they are, they still are doing some form of outreach, touching, outbound, without even knowing it. They're going to meetings, they're still going to trade shows, they're still going networking, they still, meet each other through some way, but they're not doing it consciously before we meet. They're not doing it strategically, and they're not honing it in and focusing. So if you have a pocket full of leads and you actually want to convert them, well, they're naturally going to see you more often if you're constantly in their world. So please, please, please niche. That's my answer for everything. The second way that I thought of helping these clients who have a pocket full of leads and nowhere to go because they have no time is carve out the time, even though it's going to be, you're going to say you don't have the time. But the first way to start with doing anything with this pocket full of leads is you have to score them. So you decide for you and your, growth goals, and for your industry, and whatever you do for your expertise, establish a criteria and brief either an assistant or, a sales rep or somebody on, or you can take it one day and just do it yourself and just figure out what is it, the size, is it geography, and then yeah, like here's some criteria I found: size, location, recency of contact, industry relevance of how you met, industry or relevance of how you met, and anything memorable about them that would score them much higher. So I want you to sort them in terms of hot, warm, and cold potential. And of course, you would concentrate on the hot ones, right? That's the first place you would go. But if you don't just take the one day or whatever time that you need, or teach someone and just put down a few things in thought of, okay, what is the biggest fish for me? Which ones would be the ones worth pursuing the first? You're not going to be able to give direction to anybody or even to the next steps of what you're doing. Okay. So the ways to do something with those pocket full of leads, first is niche. So you're always in their world and they see you without even effort. Then it's to score the leads. And the next is calling. So this is a client of mine did this really, really successfully. Just hire just a cold caller to set appointments one-on-one, or invite them to one-to-many events like a tasting or a lunch and learn, a webinar, a roundtable. Make sure to script only around their pain. And so an example is we're now doing an employee engagement gifting program. Would you like to attend our chips and salsa group Zoom party to get a taste? So that's something that an appointment setter could really easily do. I mean, I have to tell you, this is so funny because my 13-year-old is working as a volunteer at a community center, and they had him cold call to ask past vendors who donated and sponsored for their next event. And he had the perfect script. He didn't know enough to even be scared of the phone, or he's seen me doing it enough times. So he was a, slam dunk brilliant. So, if a 13-year-old is doing it, I'm pretty sure you can get someone else to do this for you, to just literally just invite them, tell them what you're doing now, and invite them to the next step. Okay. Call to action. So that's the next step, is just get someone to call the list once you prioritize them. The next step is, or the next alternative when you have a pocket full of leads and no time to follow up, is get them on a funnel. Now what is a funnel is, funnel is always starts with getting your prospects to trade their information for something valuable that you're giving to them, right? So I want you to, once you meet them, or once you've met them, you have all this pocket full of leads, and you've categorize them into hot, cold, whatever. And even if you haven't categorized them, you could do something like an email drip to say, hey, welcome. I haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome back. And then here's some information, since we haven't talked for a while, or we didn't really get to chat much. Here's some information about what we do that could help. And always make it around a solution to their industry pain, And then the next step of the funnel could be offering them a bigger value, something to opt into, so that at this time they're not just reading your email, but they'll trade more of their information to opt into your funnel page. So it has to be some sort of, white paper, or, pair of socks, I don't know, something of value that you'll either send to them or they can download, that they are willing to trade their information for. And then the next step of the funnel could be just regular newsletters weekly. And then, the next funnel could be some communication to invite them to regular online and in-person events, like the ones that I counted off. Could be webinars, seminars, master classes, live streams, or in-person stuff like lunch and learns, or, tasting parties, whatever your business is. And just remember to always message about their pain. It's not about you. You're not just inviting them to come and talk to us about hiring us, come and talk to us about our products. It's never about you. All of the messaging has to be with them, their pain, and how you've helped solve the pain. Case studies, case stories, success stories, and then call to action. Okay. And here are some other ways to engage into your funnel. So it doesn't have to be that they exchange their information through an email, but it could be a page on your website. For example, I have a pop-up where my blogs are, and every time somebody reads a blog, this pop-up comes up and says, are you enjoying what you're reading? I can give you a lot more advice in person. Click here to book a call. So that, again, as soon as they click, they're into my funnel. They then get put onto my automated system, which means that they get every single, Tuesday Tea Time with Chala. They get to see every single newsletter every week. They get to see every offer and every new webinar or seminar that I'm doing because they're now on my list. Another way that you can get them into your funnels is through social media contests, prizes, ads. You can put ads in relevant online and print publications. And remember, a funnel always starts by getting the prospect to trade their information for something valuable that you're giving them around their industry pain that you solve. All right. So I hope that was valuable. I mean, I hear this a lot. I mean, I love the fact that you have so many leads, but you know, you gotta stress. You gotta take at least a little bit of time to score them, strategize, and then clear them off because they could be worth a lot of money. A lot of money, even if you automate your follow up, even if you develop all these funnels. You really need to take a good look at them because, again, you spend so much time and God knows money getting them. And why not just turn them in as soon as possible, turn them into actual live meetings? All right, everyone, I hope that was helpful. I hope your tea is good, and I will talk to you next week. Take care.